Canto is still in Manila in preparation for the big election, which happens on Monday. Nestor, Hathade to you once again. 72 hours and change now until the big day when the good people of Manila will choose a new era, a new generation of leadership. Bongbong Marcos still the presumptive winner at this point, right?
He is still the front runner by a pretty considerable margin, Jason. And the Commission on Elections held a press conference yesterday. Well, let me just say, first of all, that as expected, President Duterte declared Monday, May 9th, a special non-working holiday. According to his declaration, there is a need to declare Monday, May 9th, 2022, a special non-working holiday to enable the people to properly exercise their right to vote, subject to the public health measures of the national government. So as expected, Monday here will be a holiday. And the Commission on Elections also held a press conference yesterday just to go over their preparations and their readiness for the upcoming elections. Let me just go through some of the points that they made. They said all of the vote counting machines and official ballots have been distributed nationwide. There are about 106,000 precincts scattered across the country. The people will be electing 12 senators.
Comparatively, we've got like what, 21?
Yeah, they're electing 12, which is half. They only elect 12, half of the Senate at a time. So they're electing 12 senators, 300 members of the House of Representatives, 18,000 local officials spread out across 7,600 islands. And that includes mayors, governors, local officials. All in all, there are about 67.5 million eligible voters out of a population of 110 million. The turnout has generally been very high, about 80% turnout.
Wow.
Yeah, and the polls open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. So you got about 13 hours to get all these votes done. And despite the massive balloting, the COMELEC, the Commission on Elections, believes that they should have the unofficial results within 24 to 48 hours after the close of the polls, 7 p.m. Monday. So
that is tremendous.
There you go.
Yeah, you and I have covered enough local elections here on Guam to know that typically it's an all day and then all night process, and then pending the certification by the good folks at the Guam Election Commission, that normally is held like a few days later. But if the entire nation of the Philippines can have everything ratified, for lack of a better term, within a day, that's tremendous.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling actually. As you say, we've covered the Guam elections over the years, and you multiply that by about a millionfold, and that's what the Commission on Elections is overseeing here in the Philippines. And as I said, 110 million people, 67.5 million eligible voters. So yeah, it's going to be a massive undertaking. The Philippine National Police are involved to help ensure a smooth election process. Although in the outlying areas, there have been known to be some ranked gun battles at the polls, and less than peaceful turnover, transition rather of the elections. But all in all, I think most are predicting a fairly peaceful transition of power come Monday evening. So there you have it.
Well, Nestor, I know you're a big baseball fan. I'm a Yankee guy myself. And, the brilliant philosopher Yogi Berra, of course, famously said, it ain't over till it's over. So with just a few days, again, 72 hours until this, what can you infer is the general mood, of the campaigns? Is it tension? Is it, excitement? Is it, nervous anxiety? What is it?
Well, it depends which campaign you ask. And basically, it's down to a two-person race. It's Bongbong Marcos with a pretty substantial lead, followed by Vice President Leni Robredo, who is in a fairly distant second. So last night during Bongbong Marcos's campaign rally with his running mate Sara Duterte, the daughter of the president, in Davao, which is the Duterte stronghold, there were chants of what is it? Panalo na, panalo na, panalo na, which roughly translated means we won, we won. And he was echoing that kind of chant. He was going along with the chant. And so that's an indication of how confident he is. And then what he wanted, exhorting his followers to do is to watch the polls, make sure no one steals this election. We want to ensure transparency. So, he was giving all signs of a very confident politician who, to be frank, expects to win. On the other hand, Lenny Robredo at her campaign rally was, and I think we showed excerpts of one yesterday. She continues to say that, she's going to keep on fighting. She's exhorting her followers, don't give up, don't give up. There's always a chance because, and in fact, that is true because the last vice presidential race where she defeated Marcos, she came back during the last weeks. Of course, the margin wasn't as big as it is now, but there is history on her side where she was able to come back and eke out a victory over Bongbong Marcos for the vice presidential position that she now holds. And of course, government-wide, the officials, the Commission on Elections is counting on people and expecting a peaceful transfer of power.
Oh, we would hope that it would be peaceful. And Ness, final question before I let you go. You brought us so many different perspectives and angles, and so wonderfully done for this week. So we thank you for that. You've covered the raw data. The community's perspective. The angles that the candidates themselves are taking. Where will you be on election day? Do you plan on driving around, or is it anticipated to be really, really hectic? So you're going to walk the streets, and how are you going to cover the final day?
Well, a lot of it, watching online. There's so many different sources of news, TV, newspaper, radio. There's a lot of sources, but I plan to go stop by one of the nearest polling places and maybe talk to some people and see what they feel would do, kind of like my own version of an exit poll, just to get a sense. But, as I go out to places here in Manila, I've been asking folks, so who you're voting for and the ones that want to say, I would say that, similar to the polls, 7 out of 10 say BBM, which is the nickname that they have for Bongbong Marcos. So, I'll leave it at that.
Well, you're probably going to have a very, very busy, very exciting, and very long Monday and everything. So we'll let you go, and unless we talk to you then, unless there's something big, we know we'll have it on our social media. But Nestor, have a good weekend rest, and we'll talk to you Monday, my friend.
All right, thanks, Jason.
All right, so that's Nestor Lecanto covering the historic election in the Philippines on Monday. Please stay tuned, everybody, because the hotspot will return right after this.